Chief Stew Daisy Kelleher wasn't feeling her impending return to the Parsifal Roman 3 after the turbulent Below Deck Sailing Yacht Season 4 reunion. The reunion was strained after the romantic triangle between Gary King and Colin Macri in Season 4. Daisy was afraid to go back to the concert, but Colin decided not to. At the conclusion of Season 4, she likewise thought Gary had abandoned her. With just 2 days to heal before the start of Season 5 filming, she was depressed and alone. Daisy recalls, "I was really excited to film the new season, put everything behind us, before to filming the reunion. The reunion was then captured on camera, which only made matters worse." Daisy believed she had already dealt with all of the emotions that were triggered by the reunion and the reliving of the events of Season 4. "I was just angry," she says to Et. "I adore working on the boat, filming a season in Parsifal in addition to my profession. But I was just a little irate and bitter at the time." Daisy admits that although she didn't have a great attitude to begin the season, it eventually faded and she no longer harbors resentment toward anyone. "I'm too preoccupied with trying to enjoy myself." When Daisy's ex-boyfriend Colin opted not to come back to the show, people started asking her how she felt. She appreciated that he had decided to back off, but she acknowledges, "Obviously, I was a little nervous doing the season without him. However, I was content for him to go and fulfill his desire. I had every confidence that we would get a fantastic new engineer and have another fantastic season, whether or not he was hired." Even though Below Deck Sailing Yacht Season 5 is just a few episodes in, a lot of drama with boats has already happened. The tender crashed first, and it could be drifting away now. Something appears to be occurring in the ocean, as a charter visitor must point out in a trailer for Season 5, Episode 3, which is scheduled to debut on October 21st. Deckhand Emma Crouch takes a phone break and smoke, while the bothersome tender hits the boat one more time before vanishing. Her coworker Gary King asks her, "How did you tie the bow line on?" after observing what's going on in the sea. "Apologies, I performed it incorrectly." She responds, "I didn't do it tight enough." The charter passenger asked, "Are you guys losing the boat?" Despite the fact that the stern rope was fortunately secured to the tender. Why is this happening? Gary discusses the significance of correctly tying up the tender in a confessional. He points to scratches and says, "You can't leave the tender pounding against the boat. Not only would it be noisy for the visitors, but it also looks bad." The cure? Naturally, not the knot correctly. Fortunately, there's always another time. As far as boat issues are concerned, it truly is one thing after another. But that is simply how things work in the realm of Below Deck. It was Gary who started the trouble in Episode 2, when he crashed the tender returning a dancing teacher to the shores of Ibiza. Captain Glenn Shiffard was obviously not pleased with the state of affairs. Naturally, he was relieved that the boat had not leaked or sank, and that nobody had been harmed, but he was concerned about the engine leaking thereafter. He revealed in a confessional just how expensive the error may be. Because the tender is inflatable, if it has a hole in it, it won't sink. But it may submerge the engine, in which case we'd have to buy a new one. He added that the tender is worth around €180,000.